welcome to this brief tutorial on the XcooBee Cookie Kit. This is one of the quickest ways to put cookie consent that is truly GDPR and European e-directive compliant on your website and help you actually manage the cookie lifecycle. Most cookie notices are just that. They are notices that display the information about your practices, but they do not actually implement the practices. So the programmer, normally you, will have to manage the cookies and timing and their removal throughout their life. The XcooBee Cookie Kit is different. It's actually a full lifecycle tool that you can use. It's published under the open source Apache 2 license, so you're welcome to look at the code and make changes to match it to what you need. Let's see how this works in detail. So here we have our site. This is the XcooBee Cafe site, which we use as a demo site. As you see here, using the web browser's tools for developers, there's really no cookies set. This is the clean state. And this is how we like it. So the way we add the Cookie Kit library is simply through script tag. We need 2 script tags to do this correctly. One of them is to load the library, and the second one here right afterwards is to initialize the Cookie Kit with the values that we want to use to manage our cookies at this moment. We will ask the user for application or strictly necessary cookies, for personalization, as well as statistics cookies. We will ask them, but we really haven't done anything more than asking. Let's see what happens when we initialize this correctly. As you see, we have a pop-up that displays information about what we want. We said we wanted the application to be checked by default. It is strictly required one. We can get information by clicking on each of the words and get definitions of what that means from the perspective of the XcooBee categorization of cookies. But as you see down here, really nothing has happened, and that should be the normal way of how business is done. Even when I click OK, there's no cookie set, but you see nice pulsing, which indicates to the user that they have set a preference that will be respected should they come and visit our site again. And it's also good that we haven't done anything at all. There's no cookies to speak of, because we haven't really given the XcooBee Cookie Kit any cookies to manage. So that's our next step, where we will declare a few cookies that will be available to us. Here I'm first going to use an application level cookie. I'm just going to copy that in, and I'm going to say right here, right before everything, I'm going to create a little tag declaration which is specific to the XcooBee environment, where we declare cookies in this fashion. We declare what category they belong to, in this case application, which is the strictly necessary type cookie, the name of the cookie, and the value that we would set. From the perspective of the programmer, you can generate a tag like this anywhere in your HTML DOM and provide us really the value to set, and from that point on, the XcooBee Cookie Kit will take over management. So let me just save this. I think I haven't saved it yet. Save and refresh my page, and as you see, immediately what has happened is, since I'm a repeat visitor at this time, the Cookie Kit has noticed that I had a new cookie that the programmer has declared and set it for you. So this is fairly transparent. No new pop-up was necessary since the consent was already obtained by the user. Let's add another cookie here, in this case a usage cookie, and paste it in and see what happens, and save it and load it again, and load a second cookie. Guess what? We have not obtained consent from the user to do this category of cookie. So if we should go in there and say yes, we also would like to grant consent for this category of cookie, then this should be correctly set. There we are. It's called usage, and my cookie is the name of the cookie, and nice enough is the actual value. It is this is a value of the cookie. Not super interesting, but as you see, it works. Now the interesting part here is, of course, is full lifecycle management. Should I decide to remove consent as a user, similarly the Cookie Kit manages the removal. As you see, the cookie has gone from the memory of the browser which is important to note. This is the tag-based declaration and management of cookies is just one of the many ways you can interact with the Cookie Kit. More details are available on the web under the GitHub repo for XcooBee, and you need to look for the Cookie Kit, and under there you look for the packages. I'm showing you the interaction for the web package, which is available through the script tags from our CDN. And you have all kinds of information about calls that you can make and parameters that you can set with examples. Here's actually how we manage scripts, for example. Another quick show here where we can, let me just clear this out, set kit, and let's say we want to create a managed cookie. We can do so via code as well. We want to give it to category of usage. Second cookie, probably a name, if I could spell this correctly, new value. And this would be available immediately as well, where when we obtain the consent from the user, let's go back to our application, and there's our cookie that I have set programmatically. This is just one of the ways of setting a managed cookie. And of course, should you choose to subscribe to XcooBee, there is central management available of all consents, whether it's for the user or for the site owner. But overall, you can get started fairly quickly by making the HTML tag-based declaration and adding it to your DOM. Thanks for listening.